Hi, hello, aloha, friends. Welcome back to Seascape Getaways. I'm Shani from Seascape Getaways, and I'm your cruise bestie. And today we're going to break down one of the biggest questions I get as a travel advisor. How do you choose the right Caribbean itinerary? That is a great question. Whether you're a first-time cruiser or it's your 10th sailing, the Caribbean has so many options that it can feel overwhelming. So, I'm going to break it down, make it super simple. So, cruise planning basics, okay? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which itinerary fits your travel style and whether you want beaches, adventure, culture, or just a relaxing escape. Let's dive in. The three types of Caribbean itineraries: Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean, and Southern Caribbean, okay? Let's talk about the three main regions. You'll see when booking, you won't be cooking. Hopefully not. That's why we go on a cruise, right? You'll be booking either an Eastern, Western, and Southern Caribbean. They all have a totally different vibe, right? So Eastern Caribbean, think classic Caribbean, beautiful beaches, turquoise waters, iconic ports like St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Puerto Rico. They're great for beach lovers, first timers, and families. Western Caribbean. This itinerary, it's all about adventure. You'll see ports like Cozumel, Costa Maya, Jamaica, Grand Cayman. They're great for active travelers, foodies, and people who love excursions. Southern Caribbean. This is my personal favorite. The Southern Caribbean is stunning, colorful, and a little more exotic. Ports like Aruba, Curacao, Barbados, St. Lucia, and Antigua. Great for season cruisers, couples, and anyone wanting a little bit of a longer itinerary. So, what you got to do is you got to match the itinerary to your travel style, right? Let's match these itineraries. Do you want beaches? If you're a beach lover, you want to go Eastern or Southern. You'll get those postcard perfect beaches. If you want adventure, woo-hoo, I like a little bit of adventure in my life. Western Caribbean is your playground. Zip lining, ATVs, Mayan ruins, sea notes. Awesome. Amazing itineraries for that kind of stuff. If you want culture and color, Southern Caribbean wins every time. Aruba and Curacao are full of charm. Great places to go. I'm actually going them in May. So great place. There's no better Caribbean, like Eastern's better than Western, Western's better than Southern. There's not anything better. It's just what's better for you. If you're a first time cruiser, though, Eastern Caribbean is the easiest and most beginner friendly, right? If you want the best value, Western Caribbean usually has the most budget friendly itineraries. But if you want longer cruises, Southern Caribbean is the way to go. They're often 8 to 10 nights because they're a little bit further. It takes a little bit longer to get there, right? So also, you need to take into consideration your departure ports. So, if your home port means more than people actually think it means, right? Florida ports, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral, they're great access to Eastern and Western itineraries. Tampa, mostly Western. San Juan, and this is the gateway to the Southern Caribbean, and the itineraries are incredible. I booked a cruise for a client and she left out of Puerto Rico and I think she went to like 10 islands. Most of them Southern Caribbean. It was an amazing itinerary. Because they're closer to things, they can get there quicker. Galveston or New Orleans, they're mostly Western Caribbeans with longer sea days. So, what do you think it so far? Are you a beach person? Are you more of a adventure cruiser? Are you more of an adventure vacationer? That's the question. So, think about sea days versus port days as well. Some itineraries are port heavy, and there's others that have more sea days. So ask yourself, do you want to explore every day, or do you want to relax on the ship in between? I want to be more balanced. I want to be on port, but I also want to relax on the ship. So Eastern Caribbean is best for balanced, right? if you want both. Western has more sea days. So if you want to be on the ship longer, more days, then go Western. Southern Caribbean has lots of ports and fewer sea days, depending on where you leave from. You can get a Southern Caribbean cruise from someplace like Florida. It just takes it takes longer to get there. So you will have you will have sea days actually. It does depend on where you're leaving from. So because I've been to Puerto Rico, but I've never been cruised out of Puerto Rico, and I went to Southern Caribbean, and I think it was Miami that we left from. Um, but it was like a 9-day itinerary, right? So here's some tips for you. Here's my recommendations. First time cruisers, Eastern Caribbean, Eastern Caribbean. Start with Eastern Caribbean, and then once you get your cruise legs on, there's plenty of Eastern Caribbean ports. It's not like you have to go to the same port all the time, right? Um, so I would start with Eastern Caribbean. Families, Eastern or Western. It's better for families. Um, like I said, start there. See if you want to expand from there. Couples, Southern Caribbean, romantic, beautiful. Oh my God, I love the Southern Caribbean, and it is very romantic. It is very good for couples. If you're adventure lovers or a couple who loves to hike and I was going to say canoe, but it's not canoeing, right? It's kayaking. Adventure lovers, Western Caribbean, and even some culture too, because there's like the Mayan ruins and just there's a lot of history there. If you're a beach lover, Eastern or Southern for sure. Okay, but if you want something unique, definitely go Southern Caribbean. And budget travelers, Western. That's the kind of like summing it all up for you, right? I'm just trying to give you some oversight here. So if you're still unsure which itinerary fits your style, drop a comment below or reach out. I help cruisers every single day find the perfect match. But if you want me to plan your next cruise, check the link in the description for my inquiry form. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a Caribbean tip from me. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.